So first of all, welcome everyone to the panel. It's great to have you here, and such a diverse panel when it comes to knowledge and experience on this particular topic, building impactful careers in the Wi-Fi industry. They've all gone through the journey. They're all at various stages in their journey. They've all learned so many things all over the time, and I'm sure they have a lot of really important things to share. So first, I want to start off. Maybe if each one of you can, I know we only have 3 mics, you can run them, but if you can each basically share briefly how you entered the Wi-Fi industry, maybe a story around what attracted you to this field. Maybe if you can share that, that would be great. So,
Okay, let me start. And don't laugh, okay? I started working with my organization in 99 as a graduate engineer trainee, and got the chance to work on wireless technology as in SDH radios. It was 18 gigahertz SDH radio. That was the first project I worked on. Time went on, I left that organization. I was building a system. I was a hardware engineer. And I used to think that who are the guys who build the simulation software that we used to use to build that hardware. So I joined another company called Covare. It was a spin-off from Cadence. And they used to build that simulation softwares. And while working on that in 2004-5, we used to come across VLSI companies who used to build the chips using those system software. So I got fascinated with chips, so I decided to join a VLSI company. So I joined Transwitch in 2007. We became the first company in India. It was a US-based company. I was based out of India Center. We became the first company to have a carrier Ethernet chip rollout from India for the first time in the world. And everything was going well, and I started to miss systems. And 2009, I decided I want to come back to HFCL and start doing systems again. 2009, I joined HFCL in Italy, and we were building first packet microwave radios in the world. Similar frequencies, 18 gigahertz, that I started my career on. It was a collaboration with an Italian company, and they were building state-of-the-art packet microwave radios for the first time as a technology in similar frequencies, 13, 15, 18 gigahertz, license band spectrum. Fast forward, that did not work out. I came back to India 2011. We started another company within HFCL, collaborated with a Canadian company, started working with Jio. For the first time, we worked closely with Jio on building their wireless backhaul for the 4G network that you see today. Till 2016, everything went well. We did a lot of good business, made a lot of money. The Canadian company went bankrupt. So our parent company who was supplying the technology, they died. And I joined back the parent company, HFCL. And we started wondering, do we really have to depend on foreign technologies? That was a time I started a small group within HFCL, 5-people team, including myself, and we decided that we should work on Wi-Fi. And I don't know if you know, Shrikant, Dr. Shrikant was actually the inspiration to do Wi-Fi, because I somehow attended one of his lectures. And I always owe that to him, that whatever I know of Wi-Fi today is because of him. That was the time, 2017. We decided that we should start building our own products in India, not depending on any foreign technology. And that was start of it. Fast forward today, we have different product lines other than Wi-Fi also. We have a deployed base of over 1 million devices. We are supplying to more than 30 countries today. And we are close to 250 plus engineers spread across different geographies. And really happy to be working in this.
Yeah, great. Maybe Shashank, you can.
Yeah. So I completed my master's in with Zigbee specialization in wireless. So I did a couple of years in UK. Somehow I wanted to come back. Then I didn't see any Zigbee scope in India. Then the nearest that I saw was Wi-Fi. Then I joined as a board bring-up engineer. in R&D. Then couple of years I was into development. Then what I realized is in the motto of a product that time was whatever it is being developed, use it as it is. They don't care about what customer wants, right? It's a developer intent driven products. Many of the RFPs, right? Customer faces n number of issues, how to configure the device, right? Then I thought, okay, somehow coding also, I hate coding. Then I thought, why don't I be the first customer to my product? Then I joined QA in Mojo Networks. It was Airtight initially. Then I have worked there. I was the first employee for Airtight. Till then it was sensors. Then for Wi-Fi, I was the first employee for the QA part. Then I worked for almost 1 year. Somehow it was not expanding there as a thought. Then I moved out to Bel Air Networks, which was a Canadian-based company, which was acquired by Ericsson. There again, it was a startup. Just whatever you have gone through, I have gone through the same state there also for 4 years. I've spent, I didn't know what is ARP, literally. And I only know Wi-Fi connection. I don't know anything about DHC. After Wi-Fi connection, what happens, I don't know when I entered. But they wanted me to test their controller. Okay, then I thought, okay, now this is the challenge. So what we did, I was sleeping in office only most of the days. My lunch, dinner, everything is in office. Only for fresh up I go to her. For 1 year, that was the state. But we built the controller in 1 year. We selected the hardware, we built the controller. Then I started really liking the job. It was hard work, punishing job, but yet there is an enjoyment in that and satisfaction in that. Then from that day on, I started choosing startups. Till now, if you see my career, I have never went to big organizations. Either I have joined when they've grown, or I'll be the first or second employee in most of the organizations. So even in Cambian, I was same thing for second employee in Wi-Fi BU. Then we have done exactly all from beginning scratch. We have built everything. It's good experience as long as you enjoy your job, right? Whatever the field it is, right? I started enjoying Wi-Fi as soon as I moved to QA. Then I started continuing that, right? But even till date, if you ask me if there is a customer issue, I wake up. My brain will start working, right? That's how we have to, whenever you choose a job, right? That's very important that you like it. Yep.
No, great on Good, Shom, yes.
Yeah, I think I don't need to tell you how I started. Of course, I started my journey from Candela, and I still remember this was like lockdown in COVID in September, and I don't know where is the office. I called Raju, where is the office? And he just tell me the location. I just booked the cab from airport and came, and I just started, and he's all the way putting all the sanitizer sprays on me and my bags and stuff. I still remember those times. And I remember I don't know anything about Wi-Fi, networking, what is AP, what is station at that point of time. All I know is like some basic fundamentals of embedded systems and stuff. And yeah, of course, I learned a lot of things here. I learned how to test a Wi-Fi, all those scenarios that we did. And it was a very interesting journey here. And then moving forward after 3 years, I decided to learn even more on the access point development side of story. And then now I'm working in the Plume for last 2 years, working on different vendors, different platforms, understanding the various cloud architectures, how optimizations in AI and other things working, all the very innovative features that in Wi-Fi AP and development and client side is there. So yeah, I think that was my short journey of last 5 years in Wi-Fi.
Amazing.
Yeah. So in my case, actually, I'm from Sri Lanka. So then my biggest sort of aspiration was actually getting a job in the field I studied. So I studied electronic and telecommunication. So I was lucky enough to get a job in a wireless service provider. In that way, I was connected with wireless, in the my first job. But since I basically then have aspiration to learn Cisco a little bit more, so I moved to Middle East and did my CCIE. So I was a routing switching guy. I didn't have any reconnection back to wireless or anything like that. But then when I moved to Australia, I ended up in a customer environment, like a university. So then it has a very big wireless network, Wi-Fi network, but I didn't have any knowledge of Wi-Fi to manage that network. With my CCI background, I thought basically why not go and study, then I got my CCI wireless as well. Then I asked the question myself, are you a wireless expert? But my answer was no, I don't know about wireless, but I can configure Cisco product. Then I started learning my wireless knowledge, CWNP program. Then, I put all my notes, my blog, and then people respecting me as a wireless expert, in that way, even myself, then I start believing, I know wireless, and then probably I'll try to, shift my focus rather than diverting my focus to the old technology. I focus to wireless. Then I start enjoying the process, learning and sharing, and that's how I became a Wi-Fi expert.
So, though I probably, as Bhuvnesh accused me of training name, my journey in Wi-Fi started interesting, though I'd been following the specs for some time while I was part of a research foundation in India. The real interest in Wi-Fi started actually with building a product, because an entrepreneur from US came with bags of money and said that, hey, I have this license code from a company called Athros. I heard that you guys understand 802.11 standards. Can you build a 10-kilometer link for me? So I worked with I see the young people here. I had a young bunch of students who were doing masters with me, and then we had climbed all the towers and hills in Chennai to make a 10-kilometer link work. Saw the real code of Athros, which is now Qualcomm, for those of you who don't know the Wi-Fi story. And that's how it started in Wi-Fi. And at that time, the Athros people said that, hey, can you build a course for Wi-Fi, since, we started interacting with them. So that's now my journey in Wi-Fi has gone along.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was at the Wi-Fi case earlier this year, and everyone wants to take pictures with Srikanth and Rasika, of course, right? They are the Wi-Fi celebrities, right? So how do you become a Wi-Fi celebrity? You become a teacher. That's how you become a Wi-Fi celebrity, in my opinion, right? So everyone has a Rasika story or a Srikanth story. They will tell me, this is what I learned from Rasika's blog or Srikanth's. He was my teacher in university or someplace. So it's such an amazing contribution that you're doing to all of you, everywhere, every one of you, to the community. So so kind of moving on. So I have a lot of questions here, but one of the things there are a lot of students who follow what we do. So one of the questions, and there are probably some students online watching this session right now. So what do you think are the most important technical skills that are needed for someone who is wanting to enter this field? Because in the academics, there's not much that comes as a part of the curriculum. So any one of you can take the question, whoever wants to, maybe.
Sure. I've actually been on some sort of people will kick me out, I think, from universities, because I've been evangelizing that how people should embrace standards like Wi-Fi to make the education more relevant. Specifically, I think though this is sometimes branded as wireless comm, it's more appropriately wireless networking. So I think fundamental knowledge of networking is probably the most crucial skill that I would say would be required for this field. Of course, there are some layers of the stack where wireless comm deep knowledge is required, but I think the overall end-to-end story is all about networking. And I think Shashank mentioned that problems typically occur in an end-to-end scenario where multiple things might be involved. So I think the end-to-end story is more of a networking story spanning wireless, switching, routing, and all the way to applications, etc. So I think a good background in networking would be in my key, and the light skills around that.
Yeah, in my advice as well, actually, have some kind of curiosity, in that way, don't believe anything you heard or basically written or somewhere, because wireless has been in some time nothing static, in that way some best practice has been now everybody believing this is not the best practice. In that way, if you want to go into a Wi-Fi career, at least starting with some kind of curiosity and play with the products. In that way, just have some testing and make some home lab. In that way, I think the getting the hands-on experience early stage, I think the most important part.
In my point of view, in today's world, I think nothing can stop anyone to learn what they want. All anyone needs is to ask 3 questions: what, why, and how. And they need, previously in the past, they need to find out some expert or mentor who is expert in that area. But now we have only one expert who is like ChatGPT or AI, any tool. If you ask these right questions in a right way, in a right sequence, then you can learn pretty much anything. So I think from the academic point of view, students who are curious to learn and who have a dream of achieving something big, they can simply spend their time. Of course, academics has to do something, but with their own curiosity, as he mentioned, they can still learn very quickly. And in fact, today's presentation that I demo showed, I just created in 20 minutes with the Copilot. And people can build anything with just a few minutes with the AI, and they can learn anything. All you need to do is to ask right questions in the right sequence.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. Shashank or Munesh, any? Yeah.
So my point of view is hands-on experience. I think in Candela, you have every right to damage any device. Okay, that's what I feel, because what you presented and what you are testing, I think you are screwing up all the devices. So that's the right thing. And only thing what I missed in all presentation is you have showed, okay, there is a problem. Why there is a problem, no one has gone through. Maybe you might have gone, but it was not in the presentation. Okay? It's very important for you to deep dive. You might not know what is the reason, but try taking captures, try to understand, and try to map it with the protocol. If you keep protocol book, and if you want to study, it won't happen. Never it will happen. Take the capture, and then compare with the state machine in the standard, and see what is missing. That's how you learn standards, right? So deep dive into the problem. Most of the things like performance issues you have mentioned, trying connectivity issues you have mentioned. There was no deep dive into that, right? So deep dive gives you practical experience, and that will help you in building curiosity. That's, once you feel that thirst, right, then you will know what you have to do and you will be a successful person. The thirst is required.
Well said. Well said. Hey, you have, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So they have covered most of it already. Irrespective of whether it is Wi-Fi or any field in life, what I tell my kids and my team members, only do what you love to do. Or if you're stuck in a situation where you're not finding your love, start loving it. There is no other way. If you are really passionate about what you're doing, then only you can do wonders. Otherwise, 9-to-5 job everyone on the planet is doing. Just put everything you got into it. And if you do that, you will not whine, complain. Every day you will not feel tired coming to work. You should be energetic every day in the morning coming to work, that I'm loving what I'm going to do. That's the only way to succeed in life, in my opinion. That will give you happiness, irrespective of whether you are making more money or less, whether you are learning a lot or less, but at least you are doing what you love to do. That's the only way.
Yeah.
So along the lines of what Bhunesh said,
So the title of the panel discussion is having an impactful career. An impactful career not always means technically, it means many other things, socially, environmentally, in many other ways. Do you have any thoughts on how we can create like really impactful careers, not just make it a 9-to-5 job, but we come to the day, we kind of change the world. We do something that helps the world be a better place. Any thoughts on how we can do that in the Wi-Fi industry, or how you have done it in the past? Or yeah.
So after my presentation, I was talking to a few people here, and one point I want to make is every day when you're doing your job, every day take out some time thinking forward. That will not only give you a break from your day-to-day affairs, you will start to think of something which you can build for the future, which will actually not just impact your career, but it will impact the industry in overall. And that is how innovations are done. Every day, you should start thinking maybe half an hour, thinking forward. What I can do 2 years from now? What should we be doing? Rather than just chasing your day-to-day jobs. I think that's one important thing that I should recommend to every young engineer should implement in their life.
Like I'm recently interviewing many people as an intern, and I'm finding this pattern very common, that people are basically not thinking in the mindset of what they want to achieve, or they don't dream big a lot in that direction. They don't have a channel to work on. All they want is they want a job, they want a good work-life balance, they want to focus on, they're just entering into the work just because it's a stereotype. And they don't have an entrepreneurial mindset. They don't have this mindset of things. So I think what they can do in the initial stage is think like a system design, with the mindset of a system designer, product development, and think like a salesperson. That is what, in today's world of AI, technology is not a depth anymore. We don't have an issue with the technology now. We can achieve anything. All you need is an idea, and you need to know how to implement this idea. That's all. That's the mindset everyone needs to run on.
Right, correct. Great answer. So moving on from a little bit of an emotional question to a commercial question, we always have to balance both. So a lot of young people are chasing jobs in AI and all these other areas because they pay better and all of that, right? So that kind of cool wow factor, I don't know if it's there with Wi-Fi or not. So if people are looking for a question like, okay, where are the highest paid jobs in Wi-Fi? Is it like, should I go become a chip designer? Should I become a software developer? Like do what Shivam is doing, or do I get into testing? Maybe deployment of Wi-Fi. Any thoughts on where, if they're really after chasing money, where is the gold mine? So,
Shivam just said it, be a salesman. You sell more, you get more. Simple. You're right, Wi-Fi may not be as lucrative or the highest paying industry in the world, but as I said, Wi-Fi, the depth of Wi-Fi across the world, across devices, it is not going anywhere. Every other technology, I feel, may stay for some time and then go. I personally feel Wi-Fi is going to stay forever. The kind of ubiquity it has achieved, 20 billion devices with a 9.2 billion population. I don't think any other technology can beat that. So without worrying about which particular role will get you the maximum, just continue to go deeper into it, become an expert in whatever you're doing, and you will have great potential.
but anyone else has, yeah, a great answer, yeah.
So I think I'm in line with Bhunesh. But from the time AI started, right? I think even in Bhunesh's presentations, if you have seen, the things are becoming modular, right? So development will always be there, whether it's Wi-Fi, anything. Development is always there. It's not, AI cannot replace that. Okay. So even in Wi-Fi, right? Again, as it's not the, if you're looking at the paid, it's not up to what AI gets, right? But the impact that you make is 100% useful impact, whatever you do. But there are many AI tools which are just tools which are not used. What is the purpose of it? But whatever you do, it's in everyday life.
right? Yeah. Yeah. Great answer. Yeah.
I think from my point of view, what AI does today, it basically knows what we have today in the technology. But AI cannot predict or know what's going to come in the future from the technology point of view. Let's say in any technology, not just the Wi-Fi. So anyone interested in Wi-Fi technology, they need to think from, as I mentioned in the previous answer also, they need to think from how they can innovate more to create a new business case or a product case to expand the scope of the Wi-Fi in this young generation, so that the AI will learn from what you have developed. And what you have developed is a base. For example, if you say the SoCs we have, Wi-Fi SoCs, can AI tell that what will be the new architecture of SoC? That you need to innovate. What AI can tell you is the current SoC is this, and it can tell you that, okay, it is this constraints and these are these features, and you can build a number of applications considering these constraints. Because AI has this input that this particular base is this system on chip and it supports this. So now it can come up with the innovative ideas, but it cannot create the new innovation. Innovation has to come from the human, no matter in any technology. So I think in Wi-Fi industry, innovation is still possible. All you need to think is how you create a product and how you can sell in an innovative way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Any other thoughts from anyone? Yeah. I have a lot more questions, but maybe I'll open up to the audience. I know there are lots of probably better questions than this from the audience. So maybe the mic runners, if they can hold the mics, if you can raise your hand if you have any question. If there are no questions, then I'll come back to this list. Oh, there you go, Raju. Yeah.
That's a nice kind of discussion here. Actually, I have one question there as we are discussing about all the students, right? Like where, see, for students, we are talking about all the Wi-Fi, but when it comes to so many technologies are there, it's very hard to get to know that, okay, which is better or what they want. So many are there. How can they actually select either one or two, or how? Because see, earlier, like when you are started the Wi-Fi and all, I think 10 to 20 years back, rarely you'll have only 3 to 4 things where, okay, either Wi-Fi or cellular or something will be there, right? But these days, so many are there, they'll not actually select one thing to actually go. Do you have any solutions or any kind of inputs on for the students to actually what to take or not? That kind of that's what my question.
Even from a career path, there are so many options. Yeah, so what options to pick in this industry?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So there is a huge difference in the way we study. Okay. So I found it myself when I did my bachelor's here and when I studied my master's. Throughout my bachelor's, I was almost only into the books, nothing into the world. Okay. So, but when I did my master's, so the difference is, for my every subject, there is a practical examination. With the practical examination, we were forced to explore things. That's very important, right? So when you are into your 3-1, 3-2 semesters, it's the time that individuals need to explore things, right? At least you should know what you want, right? But most of the engineers, as he mentioned, that when we interview them, right, they don't show any interest. All they want is money and then go. All the new batch, whoever is coming for interviews, right? There is no curiosity, right? And exactly 9 o'clock they come, not even 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock they come, 4 o'clock gone. Now what they have done, nothing, that zeal is not there, right? So that zeal comes when you do some homework on what you require. So from the 4-1, by the time you start, you should have you should start inquiring what are the new technologies present in the market. Then do some R&D. There is enough thing in the internet. You will start liking some of those. Now, once you start liking, try to get interns in that domain, internship in that domain, right? Then you get an hands-on experience. Nowadays, internship is better than what we had earlier. You get good opportunities, and all companies want interns only because they want to pay less. Okay, so you have better opportunities. So you have hands-on experience. You have already chosen what is your domain. Now you know what is your career path by the time you complete your 4-2. At least to 60 to 70% you know, okay, what you want to do. Currently, that is what is required. In the current generation, even after 4-2, they will think 1 year afterwards also, what should I do? That is a problem, right? That's my suggestion. You start doing your homework from 4-1, then you will know what you have to do by the end of your 4th year.
Great answer. Yep.
Continuing on the same lines, students these days maximum, they set a target for themselves in terms of how much money I want to make in my first job or by end of 1 year or 2 years. What I will suggest is, rather than that, set yourself a target in next 2 years, I want to find what I love. Keep looking if you are not able to. Let's say you decide something, get in a job, you are not enjoying it. No need to continue. Especially for youngsters who do not have any responsibilities, who are not really supposed to feed their families and all, you still have that option to keep looking and not settle till you find something that you love. End of 10 years, if you're doing something what you love, versus if you're doing something which you are just doing because you are supposed to do, it will make hell lot of a difference where you have reached after 10 years. It is unbeatable. I mean, you can't match the passion that you can put into something and achieve in that same area what otherwise you are just doing a 9-to-5 job. So I will suggest keep looking till you find what you love. Don't settle.
I would say like it's the same problem. I mean, I can give you one funny example in that case. It sounds like the kind of a problem every woman have. They have a lot of clothes, but they don't know what to wear. Okay. So
How do you know that?
okay. So the problem with the young generation is they are too much distracted because surrounding the whatever is their surrounding, they are creating the kind of an influence on them. Okay, someone is coming and saying, oh, you know, data science is a big area. It has a lot of money. You can earn a lot. Oh, suddenly you get an interest in data science. Someone comes and say, oh, machine learning, learn machine learning. Machine learning is interest. Then, so in their entire educational duration, they get confused because of these lot of distractions they are having. Now, because of these distractions, they are not sticking to one thing. And because of this, they are not able to find out what they like to do. Because they haven't explored that one thing enough. So as he rightly mentioned, like you need to explore into a certain level such that you find out, like you go to a clothing shop, you need to go to try room, right? You try the cloth and then you buy it. And what matches your style, you will buy that. So in the similar context, try that, find out, do a research, because market is very dynamic. Some technology will go up for some time, it will come down, and that will kind of confuse everyone. So follow your passion, because I'll tell you one of the interesting experience. I met a Gujju in Hyderabad recently, and he owns a business of furniture in Mumbai. And what he does is he basically creates innovative furniture designs for basically accommodating in a small apartment area, so that portable furniture having more options. So see how someone has chosen the very fundamental thing and innovated it because he loved to do that, and he created a very good business out of it. So that's the way to think about things.
Great point. Yeah. Any other thoughts? Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Rudra has driven us all the way around, so it's fair that he gets to ask a question.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As we are discussing about the careers in Wi-Fi industry, like in our like complete 4 years of engineering or so, like we have only one subject related to networking, computer networks. Like, do you have any suggestions to the college to add more subjects related to either wired networking or wireless networking, networking related questions?
I can definitely take that. See, I feel, I mean, maybe the earlier question which Raju also asked, right? Because I do had a kid who is going to college, right? So we know the pressures that they face given the modern age compulsion. So in a certain sense, I think adding more subjects, I somehow feel that already there are too much they're being asked to read, sort of, right? So I think it is to augment some of the topics with more exposure. I think that might be a more relevant way to approach it than adding, because once you give an idea to a college, they are very happy to add a syllabus. And I know some of the students have probably just graduated, one more elective, one more syllabus, one more 12-hour, whatever, this thing, guest lectures, all those things. I think how do we make it more, you know, it's just actually probably prune it down and maybe make it more appropriate, relevant, meaningful, etc. Because it's one thing maybe to say, to find the passion. Actually, what I found out in my journey was I never had a clue about what I would be doing. So sort of what I like to do happened by chance because I got a chance to explore something deeper. So sometimes for some of us, we probably may not be born with that intent of knowing what we want to do, but the fact that somebody takes the time and gives us the exposure, kind of introduces us to something. So I would say definitely there is scope, but I think let's do it carefully. Not to one more subject in the course curriculum.
Great answer, great answer. Okay. Anyone else has any thoughts on Rasika? Yeah, please.
In my case, as well, what I would say actually now, as he said, we don't know where we are heading or what is the right thing to pick. In that way, always look back. Everything happened for a reason. In that way, if you're studying something now, it has some meaning for it. Like in that way, I saw some teams in the sort of in his office as well. Like we don't know, every bad experience also brings something. The challenge is to find what it is. In that way, if you are going through some sort of learning, it directing you to somewhere. Okay, but you can't predict what it is, but always look back. So now even my career, I can tell, look back last 10 years, that shape what I'm going to do in next 10 years. In that way, always look your past and try to map, connect the dots, There will be some indication given where you should heading. In that way, you meet some people in the right time. In that way, I can always tell, you have met a very good leader. In that way, that for a reason. You always need to think about why you met Sitarama right now in your early stage of your career and think about that. In that way, that gives some hint, where you should go. Even anyone study as well, always think why I'm studying this course, this university, why this lecturer is so, giving so much of pain. That teach you something. In that way, always try to find out what it is that will direct naturally.
Great, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, great conversation. Thank you everyone for spending the time. First 2 years, you used to find out what you love. Great points like everyone made. This is a dream come true for me personally, having my dream panel here, and I'm able to moderate that. So thank you so much for giving us the opportunity and time to come and sit here and share your insightful thoughts. So I'm sure you guys have more questions, and you can always, how to reach to any one of these people. They're all on LinkedIn. Most of you are connected with them. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you.